everybody, and welcome to the introduction of our brand new podcast, Crime After Crime. You guys have been waiting for this. We keep giving you guys teasers, and now you finally are going to have a little bit more information. So,
first of all, you guys are pretty good detectives because you found us. You found this. So already my hat's off to you in terms of your investigative skills. It is me, John Lorden.
And Danielle Hallen. You probably recognize us from our YouTube channels. If not, I'll let John introduce himself.
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel called Lorden Arts. You might see the logo right there on my hat. Shameless promotion, and I don't have to do my hair. And I specialize in true crime, mysteries of all kinds. I used to do a lot more kind of what I consider fringe stories, but lately I've really focused a lot on true crime. Every now and then a little fringe will drop in. But on top of that, I have a show called Searchlight, and Brain Scratch is kind of the overall brand for my shows. So there's Brain Scratch, which is all kinds of different mysteries. There's Searchlight, which is specifically about missing persons, a passion that both Danielle and myself hold, and that's kind of the common ground that we've come together on, basically, missing persons cases. And then I also have a show called Case Cracked about how cases get solved. So I hope you'll check out the Lorden Arts channel. If you like this show, there's probably a pretty good chance you'll like that as well.
Yep, and I am Danielle Hallen, once again, same name as my YouTube channel, and I mainly cover missing persons cases. It's something that really hits home for me, and I try to focus on the lesser known cases as well, and I don't just hit on the largest ones. And I also occasionally dabble in a few other topics, true crime. I sometimes talk about Jane and John Does. I'll talk about unsolved murders. I'll throw in a solved case every once in a while. But my channel is mainly about the missing persons. So, yep.
Yeah, and it's been cool because we kind of have different audiences, I think. Danielle is attracting a bit of a younger audience. Of course, I'm attracting a bit of an older audience. And I think it's neat that we're able to do something like this and kind of meet at this common ground and maybe have a little fun while we're looking at some of these cases as well. Speaking of fun, Danielle, do you want to tell us a bit about what Crime After Crime is? What type of show is this going to be?
So Crime After Crime is definitely going to be different than both John and I's channels. We will not necessarily be speaking about missing persons on this podcast. Maybe the odd one every once in a while, but we decided we wanted this to be a separate entity from both of our channels. We wanted there to be a more lighthearted feel to this, a little comedy add in there, and also a little bit of a challenge. So what we decided to do was set it up in a way where we could keep this educational element where at the beginning of the shows, we'll try to insert, maybe a word that you guys might not know of. For instance, luminol. If you didn't know what that was and we were using it and it was relevant, we would let you guys know. And then after that, we are actually going to be finding our own crimes, each of us, about a certain topic. And we have to find the best one, and we kind of battle it out in the podcast and then come together at the end where we discuss the different crimes that we found and the topic itself, and then we'll let you guys decide who found the best crime.
That is why it's Crime After Crime. Basically, with every episode, you will get two stories. And I'm really looking forward to that because I know Danielle is a very, very good researcher. I know people have told me I'm a good researcher, so I'm really looking forward to the topics and where they lead us in terms of the stories that we bring together. I also wanted to say something that, Danielle and I have been meeting for weeks, kind of leading up to producing this and figuring all this out. And she said something at one point that really stuck with me. We're trying to break out of our boxes a little bit. That's why we're doing this the way that we're doing it. It's on a completely different channel. If you guys don't want to see me smile so much, you can check me out over on Lorden Arts. It's weird because I'll actually get comments from people. They're like, wow, John, you smiled and you have such a great smile, but we never see it. Yeah, I know. So we know that this is different.
Yeah, it can be a little bit heavy to discuss the topics that we discuss on our YouTube channel a lot. And I feel like we both met at CrimeCon. I know if you watch both of our YouTube channels, you know this. And we both had the same thing that we kept coming back to, was that we really needed something different. We needed a different element thrown in there to kind of ease back a little bit on how much the kind of sad cases and the missing persons and the true crime can really get to us. So this is something that I think was necessary for both of us and should be a lot of fun. You'll definitely get to see different sides of both John and I.
Yeah.
Should be entertaining for you guys.
So when can we expect this?
The very first episode will be out on September 1st, and it will be monthly. So the first of every single month, you can expect to see both of us, not only on YouTube. There will be a YouTube version. I know that'll probably be one of the first questions. We both said it was very important to not only have an audio podcast form of this, but we have to stick to our YouTube roots and give you guys a video as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I am looking forward to officially having a podcast. I've been hearing about it for years now, that people are like, hey, John, why don't you have a podcast? And I'm like, well, I kind of do. It's just there's a video component to it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing a formal podcast. I've been learning a whole bunch of new stuff about the tech around this. But as she said, there will definitely be a YouTube version. The YouTube version will be running some limited ads on it. Danelle and I have talked about this. We don't like YouTube videos that have a bunch of ads blown all through the middle of them. So primarily, I think we're just going to run one right before the video and after the video, and that's it. So limited ads. In terms of the audio podcast version, for the first year, Danelle and I have decided we are not going to incorporate any sponsors. We're going to essentially open up a Patreon page. And anyone that wants to contribute to the show, anyone that wants to help us grow and develop the show can become patrons there, can donate as much or as little as they want to the show. And there will be some perks for patrons, but keep in mind, because I know YouTube viewers are they keep a sharp eye.
Sensitive subject.
It's a bit sensitive, so I understand that. You will always get the full version of our show here on YouTube. Mm-hmm. There will be some extra stuff that the patrons get. First of all, if you are sending us a topic suggestion, something that you'd like us to cover, of course, if you're a patron, it literally gets messaged to us in a different way. So it's going to be considered a bit differently than a YouTube comment. But please keep those YouTube comments coming too. We're looking everywhere for topic suggestions on this show. On top of that, the patrons will get some exclusive content. Could just be another session of me and Danelle chatting about the business of YouTube or the fun we're having in podcasting or whatever.
Q&As of every kind.
Yeah, we're talking about live Q&As that we might do specifically through the Patreon platform as well. So people that are supporting us in terms of us trying something new and doing something a little different, we're really going to try to give back to you guys as well. And if you're a current Patreon subscriber or patron of mine, you know that I do a lot of giveaways. We're going to keep that going in terms of this new Patreon page as well. So you guys, there'll be giveaways, might be discount codes for Danelle's store, might be gift certificates for my store, might be brain scratch pens. I've still got a few of those sitting around. There's all kinds of stuff that we want to do to really engage the Patreon community and get this thing up and running.
Yep. And don't feel obligated, obviously, to, join the Patreon. Like John said, it will be available on other platforms. But if you want to get that exclusive, little sneak peek, maybe behind the scenes, and if you have a topic that you are really passionate about and want to see us battle it out over, make sure you go and check it out.
So you will also be able to help determine the winner. Danelle, what do you think we're going to do with that?
So I know on YouTube specifically, there is a poll option. I don't know if it's over here or over there. I can't remember. But we should be able to have on every video the little poll option at the very end of the video where you get to go and pick. And I won't be mad if you choose me every time.
I might be mad if you choose her every time. At least give me one vote, guys. Come on. I'm already begging for votes and we haven't even started the show yet. And another fun aspect of this is we're really looking for interesting topics to send us into our little areas of research. And we have our first one picked out, of course, for our premiere episode on September 1st, 2018. And that topic is most bizarre weapon.
That should be interesting.
Absolutely.
Things could get very weird and strange on that.
I don't even know where to start. I've looked into, hundreds of cases at this point based on what I've done on the Lord and Arts channel. I've got a few that are coming to mind, but I think there's things more bizarre than that. So I'm really curious to see where we go with this. But Most Bizarre Weapon will be the first episode, September 1st, 2018. You've already found the YouTube channel. You might as well hit the subscribe button while you're here. If this sounds good to you, I hope it does. Danelle, anything you want to say before we end it here?
I'm just excited. I hope you guys get to see, a really different side of us, and it's going to be really fun. And I'm really excited to be working with someone else, because I feel like the true crime community at times can feel very, I don't know the right word for it. You can feel very alone. You're kind of stuck in these cases for a while. So it's been nice just getting to sit down and talk with John every week since we started planning this. Should be good. I'm excited. And I hope you guys are equally as excited. I know there will be some people disappointed it's not on missing persons cases, but we have so much planned for you guys. The topics that we've already picked out so far are going to be incredibly entertaining. One's coming to mind, and I'm trying not to laugh, but it should be awesome. And we're trying to make this very interactive as well, and really keep you guys a part of this, because I know that one really big thing for us specifically on our channels is maintaining that contact with you guys and making it very personal and not, shutting everybody off. So this should be fun. I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. September 1st, 2018. I'm really excited to see where this is all headed. Danelle, thank you so much. Thanks for working with me on this. I couldn't think of a better partner to help me with all this.
I've loved every second of it.
And we will, of course, the episode will be here on this channel that you're watching this on YouTube. But if you want to catch us on the podcast, we're going to be hosted in pretty much all the major places where you can find your favorite podcasts. But if you want to be sure not to miss us, you should probably follow us on Twitter. You can follow me at Lordanarts, LORDANARTS. And Danelle?
It is at Danelle, Danelle, Hallan, Hallan. I know, it's a complicated one.
I called her Danelle for the longest time.
It's probably one of the largest comments I get is, how do you pronounce her name? It doesn't have an I in it.
Don't worry, every episode we'll be sure to say her name right at the top of the episode. We're going to try to get that turned around here.
We're going to figure this out.
Yep. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
See you September 1st.